To the Middle East now, where, with indications of a potential breakthrough in ceasefire negotiations, journalists were given a first-time look at the city of Rafah in Gaza, scene of weeks of heavy fighting between Hamas and Israeli forces. Our Holly Williams filed this report.
In open-top Humvees, Israel's military escorted foreign journalists into Rafah this past Wednesday, the city on Gaza's southern border with Egypt. They wanted to show us what they've accomplished since launching their ground offensive here in May.
We're now inside the Gaza Strip. Rafah city is straight ahead.
Israel ignored the objections of the US, its closest ally, by pushing forward with its assault on Rafah. More than 1 million people were sheltering in the city before the offensive, many in camps. They evacuated again to avoid being caught up in the fighting. Israel said it had to go into Rafah because Hamas's 4 remaining battalions were hiding here, using tunnels connected to Egypt to smuggle in weapons. The Israeli soldiers told us they've uncovered a terror ecosystem underneath the city.
Israel's military is saying that this is a tunnel used by Hamas, and they say they discovered it just in the last couple of weeks.
The Israelis also claim that in Rafah they've killed more than 900 militants, but they've also killed civilians. At least 45 people died in a fire triggered by an airstrike in May, according to the Hamas-run health ministry. The neighbourhood we saw was shattered and unlivable.
There is destruction here on a scale that is impossible to adequately put into words. So I'm going to let my cameraman do the work. I'm going to let the pictures do the talking. This is now a wasteland. The only people we're seeing here are Israeli soldiers.
We didn't see any of the militants who are still fighting. But we heard sporadic outgoing gunfire from the Israeli side. Including as we interviewed Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari, a spokesman for Israel's military.
As an Israeli, how do you feel about the fact that so many Americans are now condemning what Israel is doing in Gaza?
I think it's something that we need to be better in, explaining ourselves to the world, the United States. United States is the biggest ally of Israel.
After that, we were told to move. The fight for Rafah isn't over yet. Hamas leaders are still at large, and this bloody war has now been raging for 9 months.